All right, hello. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I am recreating the first part of the lecture that I did yesterday on PHPMyAdmin. Why? Because I forgot to turn on the recorder. That was my own fault. All right, so we're going to talk about that right now. And there are different ways that I can start up PHPMyAdmin, which is what I'm going to do right now. With XAMPP or XAMPP opened, and with Apache and MySQL started, I can click the admin button right here. And that starts up PHPMyAdmin. All right, if I don't want to do that, I can go to my browser of choice and I can type in localhost/PHPMyAdmin. And that brings it up. Or I can type in 127.0.0.1/PHPMyAdmin. All right, so what I've just shown you there, and I think I've got it saved here, but I'm going to check, are three different ways to start PHPMyAdmin. So you've got your choice here. Is one preferable? Whatever one you use should be the one that makes the most sense to you. All right. So you can either, from your browser, enter localhost/PHPMyAdmin, or from your browser, you can enter 127.0.0.1, which is the alias. Localhost is an alias for this /PHPMyAdmin, or from the XAMPP control panel, from the MySQL tab, you can select the admin option. Any one of those will start up PHPMyAdmin. So I now have it up and running, and what I want to do is I'm going to recreate the ACME database, the original one we did yesterday. To create a new database, you click Databases, and you give it a name. I don't have one that I can see here that's called ACME, so I'm going to type in ACME, and I click Create, and now notice I have the ACME database. So there are no tables found in the database, so I'm going to create a table right now. We will call that table Employees, and that table will have 11 columns in it. All right, so I'm going to put all that in and click Go. And the first field will be our employee ID, which will be our primary key. I'm going to keep everything in lowercase. It'll be an integer. It will not allow nulls. Under the index, it'll be our primary key, so it'll ask me for a name, etc., and its size. Just click Go. And I want it to automatically increment, just in case I want to use auto-incrementing. So that's the first field. Next, we've got I'm going to purposely put these in the wrong order. Hopefully everybody heard that. I want Social Security number next, but I'm going to put it last. So I'm going to put in first name. That will be a variable length field, so a varchar, and that will be of size 20. Our next field will be MI for middle initial. That will be a fixed size field of size 1, and we will allow nulls in there, because not everyone has a Social Security number. Then we'll put in a last name, which will again be a varchar, or a variable length field, of size 20. So right now, we have our first four fields: employee ID, integer, primary key, auto-incremented, first name, varchar, variable length, 20, middle initial, fixed length, char of 1, nulls are allowed, last name, varchar 20. So those are our first four fields. So continuing on. All right, we're now going to go into, we just did the last name, so we'll put in the address. That'll again be a varchar, a variable length field. And that'll be up this, whoops, I want that to be a varchar, not a char, of size 40. All right, next we have city, which is again a varchar, and that is of size 25. All right, next we have state, which will be fixed length, so we'll make it a char field of size 2 because we'll use the state abbreviation. Next we have zip, which we're going to make a varchar. Even though those are numbers, we're going to make it of size 10 because some people have 5 digits they put for the zip code. Some put in 5 digits, a hyphen, and 4 digits, which makes 10. Then we're going to have the department name, and that's going to be, again, a varchar field. And that will be of size 25. I arbitrarily made up these values, these names and these sizes. And a department number. That'll be an integer of size 11. Finally, we're going to put in the social security number, which we're going to actually make a fixed field of size 11, because that's number, hyphen, hyphen, number. That's 11 characters. So I've got all that in. I'm going to click, and I get down to the bottom here, I'm going to click Save. And that created it. Here's my structure. The only thing is I really wanted social security number to be under employee ID. So I click the little box that's here under social security number, and I want to choose move columns, and it brings me this, and with a little crosshairs, and I'm going to move this up so it's right under employee ID, and I want to click go. So now I have everything and it's in the correct order. We have no data in here yet. So if I go into SQL view and I select star from employees and I tell it to go, I get nothing back because there isn't any data in there yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print out I'm going to input or enter the data right now. Now I've got that data and I've got it in a spreadsheet that is right here, okay? But I'm going to print out myself a hard copy of this so I can work with this. So I'm going to grab all of this data. So if you look here, again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fields. An ID field, a social security number field, a first name field, a middle initial field, a last name field, an address field, a city field, a state field, a zip code field, a department name field, and a department number field. All right. We called our database just Acme. This table name is employees, and our primary key is not ID. This should actually be employee ID. All right. And I guess I should make that bigger. There. All right, so I've got all of that information in there right now. Okay, remember that a primary key is a unique record identifier and it should be unintelligible. Now, one thing I should have done, I'm going to go back and modify it, is the social security number should be unique. So I really should go back into here. Well, I don't know what happened to my PHPMyAdmin. There it is. All right, I want to come back in here and I want to go back to my structure and I want to modify the social security number field. So I've got it there and I want to modify it. So do I want to change it? Yes, I do. I want it to be unique. Do you really want to execute alter table, add unique social security number? Yes, I do. All right. So now I've got that in there where it must be unique. Okay? Or at least it should be in there like that. Okay. Now I can check that. So I can use Acme, show tables. There's just the employees table. And if I describe in the employees table, you can see that social security number is unique. So this is the non-GUIized version of what I'm working with. Okay, and hopefully at least, hopefully, all that stuff makes sense to you. All right? So, give me a second here to, in fact, I'll do it like this. I don't have it there, so let me go back to where I just was, right here, where I've got all of my employees. Let me screenshot it, go in here, and paste it in here. So here it is. That's all of my data. Okay, and I only want this page to print, so it's page 2. I have to walk over to the printer and grab it, and then I'm going to input the data right before your very eyes. So for completeness sake, you're going to watch me enter 10 records full of data right now. Okay? So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do an insert. And you never put anything in these columns here. You never do. This is where the data goes. I'm going to start with 1001. This is going to be me, 111-22-3333. Oops. All right. First name is Jeffrey. Middle initial is P. Last name is Scott. Address 755 Parr Road, Wentzville, Missouri, 63385. I put myself in information technology with a department number of 1. And you could put in like 2 records at a time. If there's another way of doing it, I don't know what it is. 245, oops, nothing for the employee ID. Social Security number 245-66-7777. That will be Brady S. Williams. You'll notice the little thing here because we can leave those null. All right. I made up these addresses just so you know. They mean absolutely nothing. The students' names are, as you know, are all of you. In much the same way, I don't know what cities each one of you live in. So I just did it like this. All right, the zip. Right? Now if I click go, this is exactly what was put in there, so I will show you that inside of here. Now it's pretty ugly the way it is because it's all in one line. So insert into employees. Oops, values. So this was the first record, and I shouldn't have a blank space there, but this will be the second record. So you notice with the second one, what we've done is we have come in there and put in null. All right, so that's what we've done so far, is we put in those 2 records. I just wanted to show you the corresponding, all right, MySQL, and now I can come in here and I can type in select star from employees, and I can tell it to go, and it should show me the first 2 records. Of course it's not. Okay, so I don't want to leave the page, so select star from employees. Oh, here it is. There's the first 2 records. All right. So now I'm going to continue on, and I'm going to add the rest. Oops. I'm going to leave Collins without a middle initial. That's Department 5. All right, I now have 4 records in here. Okay, I'm going to continue on. Morning. All right. I now have 6 records in here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the tape, and I'm going to put in the last 4, and then once I do, I'll come back and show you the final end product. I'll be back with that in just a moment. All right, then, to continue on, I now have all of the employee information put in here as far as I know. Somehow, something got goofed up here, and you'll notice that that's 1004. I don't know how I did that. So that is actually incorrect. Don't know if it's going to allow me to edit the primary key or not, but that should be a 3. And it did, so I'm going to manually edit all of these. You shouldn't normally do this, but I want it to be consistent with what I had. So I'm going to keep doing this. I'm just going to work my way down here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Again, this is not recommended operating procedure. 7. 8. Put in the last 2 here. 9. And finally 10. Hopefully those are all correct now. So I've got employee IDs 1001 through 1010. checking quickly. Well, you'll notice if you look here in the, right here I spelled O'Fallon wrong. So I'm going to click this, click edit, and notice what it shows me again. Now I can go in there and manually change it, and click go. Now if I'd done the same thing, and I had done the same thing using the console, I'd have to write an update query to do that. So this, I think, at least is much easier. So Wentzville, St. Louis, O'Fallon, St. Peters, O'Fallon, Lake St. Louis, Wentzville, St. Peters, O'Fallon, Wentzville, all Missouri, correct. 5, 6, 7, 04, 03, 04, 6, 7, 5, 03, 04, 5. Information technology, web design, accounting, shipping, web design, payroll, information technology, accounting, payroll, shipping. 12542 315. These two are, this one is wrong. This should be a 3. So again, I can come back in here and do an edit, change that to a 3. All right, and click go. The last thing is, if I wanted to, I could highlight a record here and I could click copy, and it would create a new one right here with all that information. So let's say that Ethan's brother also worked there and had a bunch of, lived at the same address, worked in the same department. I could do that very quickly. Also, if I want to remove that, I can remove it. All right, so this is what we did in class yesterday, but for whatever reason, that either I forgot to hit the button or the button wasn't clicked, so it wasn't taped. So it's been taped now.